creatures of the internet, and welcome to a special bonus episode of
80-bit Podsmash,
Where Gaming Goes to Grab a Beer. Ooh, that was good.
Oh my, did I get your finger there, though?
You did. I'm surprised we got such a good tink.
You got a good tink.
Tonight, we are all about E3. This is the pre-E3 hype. We're going to go into all of it. Anticipation, speculation, excitement, what have you. What are your hype levels right now?
The gears grinding. I'm actually not that hyped, and maybe it's because 2019 has not been like a crazy game year so far. The games that have come out have been like, okay, and I'm looking forward to Borderlands, but again, it's already announced. It's not like I'm waiting for it, anticipating it to be announced. So, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a bad E3, because you know what? Because it's like, it's going to be the 2020, 2021's games.
Yeah, there's stuff that was announced last year that ain't even out yet. So, but it's a pretty weak E3 too.
Just because you think it's a weak E3?
In general, yeah. Sony's not in it.
Sony there. I'm still kind of just weirded out by it. It feels empty. Now, here's a question I want to get off right off the bat.
Let's go.
Do you think that Sony is going to be doing announcements over the course of the week?
Ooh, it's a good segue. We're about to get there. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, cool.
We are generally a weekly video game podcast, smashing together the ideas of things that you care about with video games. You can hit us up every Monday at midnight. Our episodes launch. So if you are listening to us as a guest and you have no idea who or what we are, please check out our feed. We have many topical episodes. Topical again. Remember that? We talked about that.
Yeah.
In an upcoming episode, you'll hear more about the inside joke that was referencing. So that's bad because you don't know it. Anyway, go back to our list and see we talk about various things from art to video game developers. Like, we'll just hit something in the industry based on a specific topic as opposed to running you guys through news, which we also touch on every episode.
Yeah,
so that's a summary of who we are.
Yeah, this is a bonus episode. You know, our regular listeners might be used to us doing little fun segments like favorite things and DLC, but we're not doing that tonight. I have to break myself of that habit too, because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do for my favorite thing? And I'm like, wait, we're not doing that. That's Wednesday. So today, it's really we're just going to be covering E3. We're going to get right down to business pretty much. Although I did want to talk about, since we are drinking beer.
Oh yeah, what are we drinking?
We are drinking Smithwick's Red Ale, Irish
I think
mead.
it's called Schmiddix.
Really?
That's how you pronounce it.
Oh, Schmiddix.
Is that your Irish accent?
That's my Irish accent. Drinking a good old red ale here. I'll read it in my best Irish accent in the back. Smithwick's has been brewing in Ireland for over 300 years. Like the castle at the heart of Kilkenny, where Smithwick's was founded, our brews have stood the test of time. This ruby red brew earned its rightful place as Ireland's most loved ale. Now, brewed in Dublin, this red ale has been a blend of mild hops, sweet malt, and roasty barley.
Wow. All right, there you go.
That's it. That's Penguins.
The sweet malty finish is definitely prominent in this beer.
I was telling you before we started, it's very dry. Like, it reminds me of drinking a wine without being as strong or sweet as wine is. But it's not bitter like an IPA either.
Not at all.
So it's just like a kind of malty, dry, sweetie.
This is like a beer. Like, I feel like if you had a can that just said beer and you drank it, it would be this. Not knocking it. It's good. Yeah. I enjoy it.
I'm a fan of red ales too. Like, I think that
there's not a lot of them out there.
No, it's not nearly as prominent here, at least in the States. The closest thing we have to it's like a lager, just American lagers. But there's just a little bit sweet. It's just a little bit sweeter than our American lagers, I would say. So,
I like it.
Yeah.
So since I tackled you off your segue earlier, we're going to get back on that.
Yeah. So my question, again, for those who have already forgotten and got distracted by our conversation about beer, I was curious. So E3 is strange this year. E3, and the biggest strange part of it that we've been talking about for months now since they announced it is that Sony is absent. Sony is not they're not, and I guess that they're just not having a live show on
They're not
E3.
doing a press conference. They're not doing a show. They're not doing anything as far as we know. And nothing's been announced.
Yeah.
The context of that is we only know of like 3 games. Ghost of Tsushima, Last of Us Part 2, and Death Stranding. We know they're out there. They've showed off all that footage before.
Yeah.
So we took it as there's nothing new to announce. PlayStation 4 is kind of ending its cycle. So why have an expensive press conference and go out there and do all that when we don't have anything else to show?
Yeah.
So what they've done, though, is interesting. There's been this big Death Stranding announcement that happened with their trailer reveal.
Yeah, last week.
There's rumor of a State of Play video coming, which is their like Nintendo Direct thing.
Yeah, that's what my question was. You think they're going to be doing some kind of announcement or something during the press conference, especially considering that, and we'll get into this more as we can start talking through the press conferences, but it's very possible and or likely that Microsoft might be announcing a console.
Very likely.
Hardware announcement. So if PlayStation, traditionally, PlayStation and Xbox have announced their consoles around the same time, usually within the same year. So I'm curious, what do you think Sony's going to be doing?
Well, PlayStation almost already announced it. They had that article from Wired with Mark Cerny, and now that has leaked because there was another video footage of that shown at a conference where someone had recorded it with a cell phone.
Yeah, so clearly they're on the cusp of announcing this console, but
they've essentially done that already.
Yeah, but not at E3, so it's just weird that they've been skipped out on E3 entirely when they clearly have something that they could announce, but maybe they're not ready. Maybe they want to wait till November, give some distance for their PlayStation conference.
It's smart. Like, Sony's on top right now. They've sold 93 million PlayStation 4 units right now, and Xbox won't even reveal the number of Xbox One sold, but there's been speculation that there's like around 40 million.
Yeah, it's definitely a risky move for PlayStation because of what E3 is and what it represents. I think their absence will be felt.
Oh, absolutely.
And it'll either hurt Sony or it'll either hurt Sony or E3. And so I guess that's going to be
I would love to get an ESA representative, the Electronic Software Association. They run E3. I would love to know like what their take on all this was when they first announced it.
Yeah, I'm wondering how I don't know. I'm sure a PlayStation 5 announcement will be hyped no matter when it gets announced, but
I think it's genius. Like, get away from E3, get away from the convolution of everything being announced at the same time.
And the competitiveness and the one-upmanship,
Like, when PlayStation comes out and says, boom, here's our PlayStation 5 or PlayStation Next or whatever they're going to call it, we assume it'll be 5, like, it'll have nothing else to argue for that time. Yeah. It's like, this is everything the industry is going to be focused on because they didn't do it at E3.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And also, so we've had some weird, it's been different this year. I don't know if we've done this in past years, but we've had other reveals coming up that I think developers are trying to get ahead of E3 for that very reason. We had a Ghost Recon reveal. I don't remember the name of that. Like, Breakdown, something?
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's a Ghost Recon game. Yeah, it was announced. They had a trailer for it and everything else. There's the Call of Duty Modern Warfare reveal, which we've touched on a previous episode of the podcast that should have went live already. And we talked about how they're going to be cross-play and they're doing some crazy new things. So Ghost Recon and Call of Duty were already announced.
I don't think the Call of Duty one. I don't think
that's going to come out Monday.
Yeah, it's going to come out this coming Monday.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Sorry for that. So we also had Nintendo already reveal Super Mario Maker 2 in a Nintendo Direct, and they've announced a Pokemon Nintendo Direct for the 5th in 2 days.
2 days from now.
That's Thursday.
About that. Nuts.
And they're going to go into Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Which means they're getting that out of the way because they're not focusing. Because last year's Nintendo Direct during E3 focused almost entirely on Smash. That was the infamous "Everyone Is Here" trailer and the announcement of Ridley. So it was very, very Smash focused because that was their winter game that was coming out. So the fact that Nintendo is taking time away from it's taking time to focus on a winter game release before E3 means that they've got something that they need to show that they're going to show.
And we'll get into that speculation when we talk about that later. And then Google Stadia just tweeted today that they're going to have a giant Google Stadia demonstration, discussion, show, panel thing, whatever you want to call it, on the 6th, which would be Friday, I believe.
Oh, that's still pre-E3.
Yeah, still before E3. So it's all these things that are happening leading up to E3 that seem like developers are changing their tactics, and I wonder if it's because Sony's gone. Because if you look at Ghost Recon and Call of Duty, they're both third-party games. They're going to come out on everything.
Yeah.
Most likely they would have targeted Sony because PlayStation has 97 or 93 million units, and they're going to want to attract that fan base to their game.
Yeah, it makes me wonder just like for the future of E3, because it seems like what we're seeing now is Sony made such a big, bold, we're going to get away from this noise. We're going to, because attention, I think what game makers are starting to understand is attention is currency.
Right.
Attention is, whereas in the past it was anyone who's anyone is going to be at E3. Like it's almost like E3 gave sort of a reputable notion to your company, whereas now what's looking like it's happening is like all the companies are like, oh, we kind of have our own reputation already. We don't need E3 to legitimize us, so why don't we get away from that noise and do announcements when we can. Gearbox was smart to hold off on Borderlands announcement.
That was another one.
To do like,
they did that pre-E3.
Way before E3, so they've been able to kind of trickle out news over time, but they were at, what was their announcement at? Was it Gamescom? Yeah, so it was just like, hey.
GDC? No. Was it Gamescom?
I think it was. No, it was PAX. PAX.
It was PAX. You're right. PAX
so
East.
Like they stole the show there. They got through all the focus. Whereas if they had a press conference during E3, it would have kind of just got lost.
Right.
In the noise, people would have been hyped, and Borderlands fans would have been thrilled, but having all that attention on them at PAX was genius, I think.
There's an argument about the relevancy of E3 in modern times. Like, why is it even a thing anymore?
Mm-hmm.
And I can understand both sides. What you just mentioned is definitely the side against having E3 at all, because it's a giant, expensive event where everyone's forking out tons of money to decorate their stages and hire and send people out with, showing demos and all the things that happen behind the scenes at E3. It's extremely expensive.
Yeah.
So why do it? Because the fans, the E3 is kind of now consumer focused, where it used to be more shareholder, like stuff focused. So now we have the internet. So Nintendo started it with Nintendo Directs. They backed out of E3 years ago and have never shown up with a live conference again. They just have their little show floor where everyone can play their games. So Sony's following suit, leaving only Microsoft.
It'll be the Microsoft show.
Yep.
But
So here's what we're going to do.
Yep.
We're going to get into the conferences. We're going to go through. There are 6 of them that we can browse through. There's EA Play, which is not really a press conference. It's kind of just a list of games they're going to walk you through, and they've already shown that schedule. Microsoft, Bethesda, Ubisoft, Square Enix, and Nintendo. And in that order. So they start Sunday. Microsoft kicks off everything at 4. Bethesda's that night at 9. Ubisoft is Monday. Square Enix is also Monday, and I don't remember the times. And Nintendo's on Tuesday. And the EA Play, I believe, is before any of that. It's like Saturday or something. So that's kind of the rough schedule. What will 80-Bit Podsmash be doing for E3?
For many of the E3 conferences, I can't promise all of them, but for many of them, we will be live tweeting them on Twitter. Live tweeting them on Twitter. I think the main one that we're going to do together is Microsoft.
That's Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Yes,
You can make that.
My weekend has
been
a little bit more set in stone. I'll be able to, probably should be able to make that one.
Sweet.
No trouble unless things come up. So yeah, that's the one where for sure I know that I will be watching the Nintendo one from work, so I'll probably be live tweeting.
And I may not. I just got a confirmation today that there's a bunch of people coming in traveling.
Hey,
so
if that one falls on my shoulders, I'm not going to complain.
Right. I might have to catch that one late, which would be terrible, but I can deal with it. So anyway, expect 80-Bit Podsmash to be interacting with you guys on Twitter, and you can find us at 80-Bit Podsmash, 80-BIT Podsmash.
No
That's our Twitter handle.
No funny business.
That's right. We have a subreddit. I'd like to get a subreddit started for E3, so we'll jump on that. And we were also on Facebook and Instagram. If you follow us, every one of them is all 80-Bit Podsmash. If you want to follow our show, our podcast, you can go to 80bitpodsmash.com. We have links to Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and any other platform you can think of. If we're not on a platform you would like us to be, let us know, and I'll put us there.
Yep, and start looking to subscribe to our Twitch channel. Is it at 80-Bit Podsmash as well?
80-Bit Podsmash as well.
At 80-Bit Podsmash, Termite and I are working out a schedule to start streaming. So if you're into that kind of thing, want to see us play some games, probably for Penguin here, it'll be a lot of Borderlands.
Right, that's what you're working on right now.
That's what I'm working on. I also have been playing through Uncharted Lost Legacy and have some other games I want to pick up eventually.
And I'm playing Monster Hunter and Fallout 76.
Monster Hunter, that's the other one I've got. Yeah, Monster Hunter as well. So, so we'll be streaming all those games soon, hopefully. And you'll be able to kind of check it out. It's going to be very loosey-goosey, very casual, and we're just going to be playing probably what we want to play and a bunch of different games as time goes on. It'll be a lot of Borderlands 3 for a while when that comes out.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be so good. That'll be good,
check that out.
You guys should be excited about Borderlands 3 as well. So we're going to go through all the conferences, and as we discuss each one, we're mostly going to hit what's likely or already confirmed. So the speculation level will be not so much, as most of the stuff that we'll talk about will be backed up by rumors, leaks, actual sources. And I'm not going to quote all of the sources, but I will point you to the general news outlets of the internet. Kotaku, Polygon, IGN. I pull stuff from everywhere. GameSpot, Games Radar, GameIndustry.biz, The Verge, tons of journalist outlets out there that all feed my information and where I pulled all this stuff from. But I also do want to have just one hype moment from each of us per conference.
Like a sort of
dream.
Like a dream, like I really hope they announce this.
Yes, like
or
this
I really
is going to
hope
be
this comes
big.
out of left field. Yeah.
Right. And it's what you want, so it's not really fed by actual content. We can just give our own like boom moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. So EA Play. I'm actually going to have to bring up their schedule here because EA Play's the start, and they've already published their official schedule of what they're going to talk about. And this is kind of interesting because we're going to see for the first time Jedi: The Fallen Order.
Yeah, see that combat though that they're talking about.
Yes, hopefully
I'm interested in
actual gameplay. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry I don't have this up right now. Please bear with me. And I may have paused the recording, but I didn't.
Oh, man.
Okay, so EA Play will be at 9:15 on June 8th, and they are going. The first game slot is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which I find this is EA. Seriously, you're starting with Jedi Fallen Order. You know everyone is going to watch that and then dip. Like, why would they care about the rest? Sorry.
Oh, there's something to be said about just getting it out of the way. You know what I mean?
But if they save it to the end, then everyone's going to watch everything else leading up to it. All right, let's run through that, and I'll show you why
I
this
have
matters.
respect for that. I'm going to say I respect that. You know why? Because we saw Randy Pitchford do freaking magic tricks on stage.
Before the big announcement. If he'd have started with the big Borderlands 3 announcement, everyone would have just shut him off, and he would have had no audience. They would have just walked out. Like, got what I wanted. I'm out of here.
No.
So here's the rest. So EA Play is going to start with it's Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, followed by Apex Legends, followed by, I guess, Season 2, their big next content update, and then Battlefield 5, whatever updates they're going to do for that, FIFA 2020, Madden NFL 20, and The Sims 4. Mm-hmm. Who is going to stay from 9:15 to noon to watch The Sims 4?
Yeah, that is a long... Yeah, I mean, part of it's because they're streaming.
Right, there's going to be lots of gameplay. It's
lots
not
of just streaming stuff.
It's not a press conference.
No, I'm with you there. I'm with you on that.
So this is it. That's their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there'll be any surprises in here? They've said Anthem will be around?
Yeah, they've talked about doing something, but they already did an Anthem live stream for the Cataclysm.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so dumb.
Do you think there are any surprise, get hype moment potential, out of left field, boom, here's a new thing? I have
it doesn't
one.
seem like they're structured in such a way where they're going to be doing announcements.
Maybe between in the transition period. So okay, we're done with Star Wars. We're about to kick up Apex Legends.
Oh, here's
a new announcement from, and I'm thinking BioWare will show off the new Dragon Age. That's my get hype moment for EA Play.
Yeah, but
because they've already announced it. They've already shown.
But there's so much loss of faith in BioWare right now. I'm sure they've still got a following that would play big, hardcore Dragon Age fans, but I feel like there's going to be... I feel like that, to me, would be much... To me, that would be a mistake right now. They need to let some of the Anthem hate die off. Maybe even let Anthem have some time to kind of maybe recover and be somewhat of a good game if it's going to get to that point.
You're playing right into my point. I feel like if you wanted to save Anthem, if you wanted to do just that, you would get, this EA Play would start with a giant Anthem announcement. Here's what it is. Here's how we failed. Here's how we messed up.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I want that.
Yes.
But they're not going to do that.
And then I want them to show, here's how we've been doing to fix it. This is the steps we've already taken. And then here's a roadmap of stuff. And this is what it used to be. This is what it's going to be. And, actually show that we're not doing this anymore. We're changing gears. We're going to fix Anthem. We're going to relaunch it. Here's this new content. Oh, and by the way, it's free on Game Pass. It's free on EA Access.
But you can play the current version now for free.
Right.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And if not entirely free, at least a promotional period where it's it's free for the month of July.
That would be amazing, but I have no faith that they're going to do that. I think EA wants to bury it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Tells me they want to get it under the rug.
They want to move it away. They've already moved the major development team. What better way to do that
than to show Dragon Age and get everyone's attention off of Anthem and just let it kind of fizz out.
See, the reason I think that's a mistake is because Anthem's still too fresh in everybody's mind.
Maybe,
everybody is still just you just royally screwed this game up, and now you're going to release the next entry in a beloved franchise that you're probably going to ruin. Because let's look at their track record right now. They've had 2 huge misses. They've had the supposed Bob Dylan of games flop on them, and before that they had Mass Effect Andromeda, which flopped on them. Again, Mass Effect's a beloved series.
Yep.
Everyone's going to be thinking of Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem when Dragon Age comes out.
Yeah.
And it's going to inevitably impact sales. So I think anything related to Dragon Age 4 would be a mistake right now, because they need to let some of the hate die down. And they need to maybe give Anthem a chance to improve. I don't think it's going to, personally, at this point. I've already emotionally moved on to Borderlands 3, and I got my refund. So
I think a lot of
no
people
investment,
have. And the twist to all of that is, look at how EA handled Battlefront 2 when the whole microtransaction controversy came out. Is they stopped all the transactions and reboot the game entirely without them. Look how Kotaku's article has shaped the gaming industry.
Yeah.
And even the Sonic movie is now being pushed into 2020, and we're going to talk about this on the episode that launches Monday, I believe. So you'll hear more about it. But to avoid the crunch problem, they've delayed the movie. So we know that it's becoming more aware. We had the Red Dead Redemption 2 article, also from Kotaku expose, talking about anti-crunch times and exposing all of the badness that happened within the Anthem development. Please go to Jason Schreier's article and read that about Anthem. I think EA will yield to the industry, which puts more hope on what Dragon Age could be. If they're going to push the game out, there's been no release date. All they've shown so far of the new Dragon Age is just some intro music stuff.
It's not EA that I'm worried about at this point, though.
Right, it's BioWare.
It's BioWare as the developer.
Right.
EA
but
is
EA's
trying to make strides.
Right.
Sure, yeah, they're pushing them. Hopefully they're pushing them in the right direction.
Let's hope so. But that's the only get hype moment I can think of
the
from
people
EA.
who are making the game are still the ones who are making the game, and right now...
Yeah.
They're in hot water at the gaming community right now.
So if you're interested in Star Wars The Fallen Order, which I am, I can't wait. It looks so good.
Yeah.
Apex Legends, Battlefield 5, FIFA 20, Madden NFL 20, or The Sims 4.
Check out that.
Let us know on it's EA Play. It'll happen at Saturday, June 8th at 9:15 Pacific time. And we will not be live tweeting that.
Nope.
But I will probably try to watch
Saturday,
that.
you said?
It'd be Saturday morning.
Okay.
Our time would be 12:15.
12 o'clock.
p.m.
Okay, cool.
Eastern time.
All right, sweet.
So that's EA. Any last thoughts?
Nope. Let's go on, hit the big dog.
So Microsoft.
This,
I am so hyped. You want to know what my hype levels are?
This is their show.
This is it.
Yeah, for not being much of a Microsoft, not being much of an Xbox fan myself, I'm really excited to see what they bring. This is the last hurrah before Gen 9. Is that what console generation we're on?
I think so. It sounds right.
This is the last hurrah before a new decade's worth of gaming.
Yeah.
And
Microsoft has no competition.
Yeah, right now.
Except for Nintendo Direct.
Yeah, everyone else who's got live shows at E3 are software developers. So let's see. Let's talk about what the big dogs are bringing.
So the context, 2018, Microsoft has made strides. Actually, this entire generation, since the announcement of the Xbox One, Microsoft has done nothing but cater to the player. We saw them acquire new studios.
They've been good guys in regards to crossplay. That's the big thing.
Good guys in crossplay. They've established Microsoft Xbox Game Pass, which is a subscriber service that has day one first-party hits like Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 2. They are all on Game Pass on day one.
Yeah, they have the whole leasing program you can do with the Xbox. You can sort of pay a monthly fee for an Xbox until you pay it off after 2 years. It's like a cell phone plan for a console. It's pretty cool. And you get Game Pass with it too, right?
You do. You get Game Pass and Xbox Live Gold and a console. And when you total the price up over the course of the months that you have to pay, it's over 24 months, you end up saving $20.
Yeah.
So it is cheaper in the long run. There's no financing charges and no interest.
If I had more time,
I would totally do that.
I would be in, yeah.
So, and backing up even farther, Microsoft got rid of the Kinect as a required asset to its Xbox system. They've come out with a more powerful console that can run things natively at 4K. They've just done leaps and bounds, taking losses at every step of the way, but garnering a relationship with gamers, right? And they've heard the cry against Microsoft is that there's no games. Where's your games? And then the answer to that was, we acquired a bunch of studios.
Yep.
So that's the context going into this E3. And then you remove their biggest competitor, Sony, and now it's just theirs. The whole show is Microsoft's to shine.
Yeah, this E3 is Microsoft's press conference for all intents and purposes.
Yeah. This might as well just be Xbox.
Because I can't even think of any of the software developers that can have as potentially as hype reveals as Microsoft can pull out at this juncture. 2019, oh man, where I've already seen more and more people just in gaming communities talking about Xbox, talking about playing things on their Xbox.
Yeah, we mentioned backwards compatibility. They went all the way back to the original OG Xbox games. They're playable. Almost your entire 360 library.
I see at least as many people talking on the Borderlands subreddit. I see at least as many people talking about playing on their Xbox, their Xbox One, Handsome Collection, as I do people playing on PlayStation 4.
Right.
Although PC still probably accounts for the majority of Borderlands gamers. In regards to console, I think we're going to see. I think Borderlands 3 will be interesting because I think we'll see. I don't know what the final numbers are, but I think it's a safe bet to say that we'll see a fairly equal representation of Xbox and PlayStation 4.
The only difference is there's less than half of the Xboxes in the world than there are PS4s.
Yeah.
There's 2 to 1.
Yeah,
Like for
I
every
suppose we'll see.
Xbox in existence, there are 2
Yeah,
PS4s.
that's fair. So the install base for PlayStation 4 is just
it's
higher.
way
but,
bigger.
yeah.
So by naturally it'll sell better there.
All right.
So it's a 2-hour show. We've already got that confirmed.
2 hours?
2 hours.
Nice.
Usually they're an hour and a half.
And you know what? And we talked about this last year. Last year, we credited Microsoft for having the best press conference. We said they had they brought it the best because they just focused on just announcing games, showing game reveals, and
That's
stuff
all
like that.
they did, yeah.
Whereas like PlayStation did their like multiple venue change and
Which was
showed
unique
off 4
and cool,
games
but
that we
yeah.
already knew about.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah.
We did get the first look at some of those things, but yes,
Yeah.
Microsoft brought it last year, and now we know what the fans want. We have Phil Spencer at the head of it all. He's amazing, and so here we go. So 14 Xbox Game Studios. Phil Spencer tweeted out that there will have 14 internal studios that are all going to make announcements.
Nice.
So what did Termite do? Termite went on the internet
Listed
and found
14.
all 14 of these developers and guessed at what they might announce.
Cool.
Some of the stuff is confirmed officially, and some of it is obvious in speculation.
Yep.
So we're going to start with 343 Studios. They only make one game,
Halo Infinite. Yep.
So we're going to see Halo Infinite in some form, probably running on their next Xbox.
So do you think, here's my question
Yeah.
then, really quick with that. Do you think it's going to be effectively Halo 6?
Yeah,
Okay, so it'll be a Halo game, first person shooter.
right. But it'll be like Destiny. It'll be a games as a service.
Oh.
That's why it's infinite.
Oh.
It's going to be big, open.
Do you think it's going to be mostly like PvE then, or do you think it's going to still have a significant like?
It has to have both because
Yeah,
Halo is so
Halo, yeah.
monumental in PvP. So that's why I acquired like equalize it to Destiny. It's funny because Bungie made Destiny, but I think it'll be very close with way more story content.
Do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's just going to be Master Chief though, or do you think it's going to like everyone's going to make their own Spartan?
Oh yeah, it'll be like make your own Spartan. It's going to be bigger.
So it'll be like
bigger
Destiny,
than Master Chief.
essentially. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
That's my prediction. That's my speculation.
Okay,
I know we
all
talked
right, that's
about.
fair. Uh-huh.
We don't know. There's
Yep.
been nothing officially confirmed about what Halo Infinite is, other than the one trailer they showed last year that did show Master Chief in the assault rifle, and they've maybe hinted at it could be a reboot. So if it's a reboot, I have no idea. But given how all of these games as a service are where the money's at,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go.
Okay,
with
all
heavy PvP and heavy
You think it's
story.
going to be a looter shooter then, though?
That's the weird part, is because Halo's never had
Never
RPG
been that.
mechanics.
Yeah, it's never been an
So
RPG. It's a
I-
first person shooter. Yeah,
Right, so big, heavy story with lots of...
I would actually be very disappointed if they went direct Destiny competitor. But
Yeah, me too.
Whatever.
I would
All
be
right.
disappointed too, but that's... so
Gosh, we should do it. We need to do a Halo deep dive.
We do, and I think it's on the list.
Everything Halo. Yeah.
Yep. So Turn 10 Studios makes Forza. So will we see Forza 8? We don't know. They made Forza 7. Turn 10 is one of the 14 studios that are exclusive to Microsoft, so we could possibly see Forza from them, but we have no idea. Nothing's confirmed
No
there.
input. Penguin has no input. Move on.
We just did an episode about racing games.
Okay, that's true. Okay, yes, we did an episode on racing games. Check it out.
So the other racing game developer, Playground Games, is the maker of the Forza Horizon series. It had been rumored that the Fable developers who went under passed on the IP to Playground. And
I see. Your little typo here. New table rumored.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry.
yeah, new Fable. Yeah, that's
new
what I wanted
Fable,
to talk
yeah.
about. I would be so hyped.
I will lose my mind.
I will steal your Xbox and play through Fables 1, 2, and 3.
You won't have
and
to.
then-
It'll be playable everywhere. Remember, this is the
That's
new
true.
Xbox.
Yeah.
This is Azure streaming, Project xCloud,
Yeah,
playable
that's
on
fair.
everything you own.
I will play through all the Fables. I only ever played through Fable 1, and I loved it,
Oh, man.
but I've never got to touch Fable 2 and 3, and I want
They're
to.
so good.
So bad.
They're awesome. Now, you might have to borrow my Xbox to play those games because they're backwards compatible.
That's
Two
what I'm
and
saying.
3.
I'm going to literally steal your Xbox, just sneak in your house.
And play 2 and 3.
Yeah.
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 Because 4, well, whatever they do. Could it be a reboot? Are they going to call it Fable 4? Is it going to continue, or is it going to start over? We don't know. But super, super hype moment. That's going to be awesome. I
Yeah.
hope that's the thing.
They need to just, it's Fable. There's no reason why it even has to be, in the same universe
Right.
as the other
Yeah, it
Fables.
can be anything
They
you
don't
want.
have to have continuity at all.
Nope.
They could be this is another Fable story, and
Yeah.
it takes place in a whole different world, and it has the same spirit as Fables 1 through 3.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It would be
I'm
sweet.
down.
Yeah, me too. So the biggest one that's probably going to take up most of their conference time is Gears of War 5. They'll show lots of gameplay, deep dive into it. They'll probably have some developer interview in there. That's Coalition, by the way. They developed Gears of War 5. And so that was announced last
That's another
year.
one. Gosh, we have so many games. I told you I wanted to Gears of War 4, 5? 5. Gears of War 5.
Five's the new one, yeah.
The new one got me hyped to want to play 1 through 3. I only ever played
1 through 4?
4. I only ever played 1 once.
Yeah.
And
They're good. They're awesome. I play with my brother every time they come out.
Co-op, like, we have been doing this podcast, as you said, for 2 years, and we've only gotten through, like, the first, like, 6 levels of
Halo 1. Yeah. And some Borderlands, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
So next up on my list is Mojang. So probably something from them is Minecraft related. They announce something to do with Minecraft every year. So we'll see something, some new content, new graphics, ray tracing. Who knows?
I'm going to throw something out here real quick.
What's up?
It's not necessarily Microsoft related, but there's been some like hints. Microsoft and Nintendo have been kind of buddy recently.
Uh-huh.
And there's some strong hints that a Microsoft character might be coming to Smash as a result.
We'll talk about that when we get to Nintendo.
But I'm thinking here, but here's where I think it's relevant.
Yeah.
If a Minecraft character, for example, Minecraft Steve, were to be in Smash, I think it would blow my mind. If we're just talking about mind-blowing moments, I get mine out of the way right now. Blow my mind. Is
that your Microsoft hype moment? You're predicting that right now?
I would not care about anything else Minecraft related unless like they're like, oh, here we're going to show off some not Minecraft content, and then at the end a little letter floats down and Minecraft Steve picks it up and he gets invited to Smash. Don't get me wrong, I don't love the idea of Minecraft Steve being in Smash, but
that'd be pretty hype.
That would be pretty hype. I would be like, that's the way to do it. Like if he's announced during the Smash Bros, during the Nintendo press conference, I would be less hyped than if he was announced during Microsoft
that would
press
be pretty
conference.
hype.
That would be just like,
I got you. Now I see why you talked about it now, because you think Microsoft's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yep. Sweet. That'd be awesome if they did. Well, the other collaboration for Smash would be Banjo-Kazooie, which that's my hype.
Yeah,
like,
supposedly
I've been against
there was some
all this time, and because Cuphead came out on the Switch, made me a little bit of a believer.
Yeah, Cuphead would be an awesome Smash character too. There was some. I saw something recently where some new Banjo merch has been revealed. So some people are thinking there might be some Banjo. Like a new Banjo game, like Rare might
get there.
Might be announced.
Okay,
sorry. Yeah, I'm going good half. So
that's okay. Ninja Theory. They made Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Yeah, they made DMC.
No idea.
They made Devil May Cry, the DMC spinoff.
That was prior to.
Yeah,
but we don't have anything from them newer than
exactly.
Hellblade. So what's going to happen? Hellblade
Who knows?
content or
like,
a new
it
game?
Could be completely new. I think I'm expecting a completely new game at this
me
point.
too.
Like I'm expecting a new IP that's going to be all Microsoft's.
Yeah,
and whatever it'll be great. They're a great game maker, very underappreciated, I think.
Yeah.
But I love what they do, so I'm really excited to see what they've got coming.
Microsoft also acquired Compulsion recently, which just made We Happy Few, which is a third-party game that came out everywhere. So we don't have an Xbox exclusive title announced from them yet. Are they going to announce something new, or will it just be We Happy Few content DLC? We have no idea, but look out for that.
Yep.
I'm excited about that. So here, Rareware, right? Now we're going to talk about Rare. You talked about Banjo-Kazooie. Is that a get hype moment from Rare for you?
That would be a huge get hype moment.
Like a new Banjo.
Yeah, just new Banjo, awesome. Or even at this point, like
a reboot,
a remaster. Like Banjo remastered for
like
the
in
Xbox.
The vein of Crash and Spyro.
Spyro, yep.
Yeah, like completely re-engine.
If they were like, hey, Banjo remaster, Banjo, I don't know how many games are there. Is there 2? Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie?
Banjo 3E.
Banjo.
We need it.
If they were like Banjo 1 and 2 remastered for the Xbox and the Switch, and now it's Banjo 3, and oh by the way,
Banjo-Kazooie's in Smash.
Banjo-Kazooie's in Smash. Whoa, that would do so much. I would literally erupt.
Like get out of here.
I would I'd just go. Yeah.
How am I can't. That's it. You just broke my. I can't. That's it. All right.
Battletoads. Battletoads.
They announced Battletoads last year, so we're probably going to see what that
gameplay. I want to see the gameplay looks like.
Will that be on
I hope
Switch?
It's like Dark Soul levels challenging, but
it'd
like
be nuts.
3D dynamic camera, like a whole new kind of game, but still difficult, like the difficulty of the old.
You know, it's going to be. That's like what that's what defined Battletoads. Yeah, and then probably some more Sea of Thieves content. My get hype moment was a new entry in Conker's Bad Fur Day because it just went out on Twitter.
There's so much things that
there was
Rare
like
could do.
There was like all this concept art that they had started production on the sequel, and there were story beats for what happened. Have you played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
No, we've talked about it before. How I was a little bit too young.
Yeah.
Like my parents wouldn't let me.
It's so good.
They'd barely let me look at it in the like Walmart.
Right?
Be like,
18-year-old
fan. Yeah, don't look at it. It's for adults.
But yeah, so there's all this footage that was shown off on Twitter from Rare about the sequel to it and the story beats that it would follow, and it sounded so good. And for some reason, it was canned, and whatever happened, I don't know. But that's my get hype moment for Microsoft is if they release Conker's Bad Fur Day 2, if it's coming officially.
Or even, would you be okay with a remaster?
They already did that. They've remastered it once from the N64 to the original Xbox.
Gotcha.
So if they did it again, I'd still be excited, but not as much as the sequel. Because I can go. It actually holds up really well. It's pretty timeless. Anyway, Obsidian. We already know Outer Worlds, right? We got a whole write-up in Game Informer. It's on the cover of a couple months ago issue. It sounds amazing. I am very excited about Outer Worlds.
It makes me think of like a nice in-between of like a Fallout game and Borderlands.
Yes, it's
looks
exactly.
Like it's got the height, like the humor of Borderlands, the sort of fun-looking gun mechanics of Borderlands, but being a little bit more closer in look, appearance to Fallout.
Yeah. It's got that post-apocalyptic, sci-fi, planet jumping, reestablishing society kind of game.
I'm very excited about it. I'm waiting. I'm not so sold on it that I'm going to pre-order it, but I'm definitely going to be like eagle-eyed on and probably set aside some money to get it just in case it's good.
Yeah. Yep. And it's right now that's a game that's coming out for everything.
Yeah.
So if they do announce something new, it would then be the Xbox exclusive. So maybe they would tease that. Yeah. Who knows? Because Outer Worlds is supposed to come out this year. Undead Labs, they produced State of Decay 2 last year. And so if there's going to be an update to State of Decay, they'd probably show it off here. I don't know if they would be making something new this close to having released State of Decay 2 last year. We'll see. In Exile Entertainment, and they've already announced Wasteland 3. I'm not familiar with this developer, and I looked them up in their previous games. I've never played anything they've made, and I can't even remember.
No,
but Wasteland 3 looks like a top-down kind of isometric RPG. It looks kind of cool, but I don't know anything about it. The Initiative is another one that it's a new studio that Microsoft acquired. They have no history.
So question mark.
Yeah, big question mark. Probably going to see their first game.
Cool.
Moon Studios produces Ori and the
Will of the Wisps.
Blind Forest was the first one.
Okay, yep.
There's a sequel out there.
They've already announced it.
The sequel's done. Yeah, this is the third one. So Ori and the Will of Wisps was announced last year, but it's not out yet. So
do you think they're going to be something new, or do you think they're going to do
they're just going to show it off? And announce a release date. And
you're saying that? Yeah,
it'll finally come out, and they'll talk about it.
Cool.
So and that was 13 studios. So the last one is Microsoft itself. I don't know.
They have their own studio.
They make their own games.
They make their own games.
Yeah.
Okay, what have they made?
I think like Fusion Frenzy back in the original Xbox days.
Here's a get hype one.
What's that?
Minesweeper 2.
Yes,
it's gonna be like a gritty, like grizzled soldier, and he's like, "We're gonna find some mines."
And all it is a 3D skin on the first game. It's the exact same stuff with like multiplayer somehow.
You have some like every time you click on something though, you see some little cutscene of like a soldier running up and planting a flag, and there's like explosions all around him. Yeah, that's my get hype moment right there. Minesweeper 2.
You're only supposed to get one. You've had like 4.
Yeah, no, I've had 2 solid get hype moments, and they've both been about Smash.
Yeah, that's true. And so that's just the 14 studios. Like we've already covered so much stuff. No wonder the show is 2 hours. So we're probably going to get the announcement on next gen, what that looks like. The update on Project X Cloud, probably something like the closed beta is done. We've had a great successful run. Now we're going to do a more restricted open beta. Apply today. Something is what I'm just guessing is going to happen. That's running on the Azure servers. They'll show all that off. Probably at E3. They'll do a tech demo of it and show it off. So there's Anaconda and Scarlet. Those are 2 code names for the future Xbox consoles. And it's rumored that one will be a lower powered box that'll appeal to the streaming, internet-based kind of content. And then the other one is the more powerful one.
It's going to be the competitor to the Xbox 5.
PS5. Right.
This is an unedited podcast episode, by the way. We're halfway through, and just so you guys know, setting your expectations now after you're already halfway through it. We're not going to be going through and editing it, so you're going to hear all the ums.
Yep.
You're going to hear my random burp like 15 minutes ago.
Yep.
My dog might bark, so you might hear that too. But go ahead.
And your son might cry. That'd be great. And then it's been announced the Game Pass is on Steam on PC. Did you hear about that?
Oh, no, but I did
Game
hear
Pass
that.
is coming to PC.
I heard Microsoft was like, hey, we want players to play on whatever platform they want, which is pretty bold for...
And they're starting their PC initiative with Steam. And they were talking about being open to Epic Games too.
Makes sense, because who else makes PCs? Who stands to benefit from people buying more PCs?
Right.
Microsoft.
Right.
Yeah.
Get more Windows 10 out there, right?
Yep.
So we'll probably hear an update on that and what's going on. So this is the interesting part. I have on my notes here all of the third parties. These guys...
hold on. I have one more good hype moment.
Oh my gosh. You were supposed to get 1, now you get 4. All right.
3. I've had 3.
I lost count.
One was a joke.
Okay.
My other good hype moment that's not Smash related is I would be super hyped if like they get through all those things, blah blah blah. Yeah, they get through all the different studios that are releasing games, and then they come out to talk about Azure and crossplay, announce the new Xbox. It's like, oh, and so everyone's already riding high on like the Xbox, the new Xbox.
Yeah,
new
can't
Xbox.
Wait.
Wow, it looks so awesome.
Yeah.
And then who's the CEO of
Phil Spencer?
Phil Spencer?
He's not the CEO, but he's the head of Xbox
Who's
Gaming.
the CEO for PlayStation America?
Sean Layden.
Sean Layden, that's
Yeah.
what I was looking for.
Yeah.
He walks out and he's like, boom, big crossplay announcement.
What would it be?
Just that they're going to, like, a sort of a, maybe like an initiative to, like, be like, hey, we're sorry that we made you guys so mad about crossplay and Fortnite, like, last year. We're going to make more of an effort to make more games available on all platforms, and they're going to start by announcing, be like, boom, Borderlands 3 is going to be available.
You just want Borderlands 3 cross-platform.
platforms.
That's all. Yeah, forget Fallout 76.
Fallout 76, sure. Like more games, more
Forget
games.
Division
because we've
2.
seen, again, we've talked about this, but like there's like 5 games that have been announced in the last year between, after the whole Fortnite debacle,
Right.
where they had
Which is now
strong-armed-
cross-play. Yep.
Yeah, they strong-armed Sony into making it cross-platform, cross-play. We've seen the new Call of Duty is going to be crossplay. Random indie game Dauntless is crossplay, and Borderlands 2K has already said that they're going to be working really hard to push for crossplay.
Yeah.
In Borderlands. So I just want that to be like, here, let's set the expectations. We're planning on making all games that come out for all third-party games that come out for the PlayStation 5 will be cross-platform.
That'd be nuts.
Playable with
the
Xbox.
future of
That would
gaming
be
is everywhere.
awesome. Yeah,
especially with
or
Google
play
Stadia too.
play with your friends on whatever console each of you have.
Right. Yeah, it's
Like,
just play the game. Logging
play
into
the game together.
Division 2 servers.
No longer like fragmented player bases have been a plague on the gaming industry for years now, and I just want to see I want to walk into the new decade being like, we don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah.
That would be great.
Just play where you
for
want.
exclusive games are still a thing. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But for the games that come out on all the platforms, just let's play together. Don't make us agonize over which of the freaking consoles to buy. Yeah.
The biggest hurdle I think everyone has to get over with that is all of the microtransactions. Because PlayStation, Microsoft, Nintendo, they all get a cut from their eShop, their PlayStation Network store, and the Xbox Live store. They each get it.
Yeah.
And so what happens when you buy content on the PlayStation, but you use your Xbox to log in one day, so you still get that content.
Right.
That's the biggest thing to confuse all of that.
We can talk about that in a whole episode about crossplay, which we need to have.
Really yeah. But you're right. That'd be a really good get hype.
That's my other get hype. Okay, that's it. That's
with
my
all
other
the
ones.
new next gen announcements. Throw that in there too. It's just like, whoa, everyone lose their mind.
Yeah.
So going back to the third party developers, normally these would be spaced out across Microsoft and PlayStation. So we've seen Devil May Cry was a Capcom title announced during Xbox's scene, right? And then we saw Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice, Ninja Theory showed off on the PlayStation. Those are third party games. That's what happened in the past. Now that Sony's gone, I have to lump all of these ideas and what's coming into, okay, they're going to show it at Microsoft's, which bloats their conference. I don't know how they're going to have time to show all this stuff.
Yeah.
So I have some ideas like THQ Nordic. We know they have 80 games in development right now.
And supposedly they're announcing a new Darksiders.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
That's going to happen at
in
E3.
the E3 itself leaked it. There was this post press conference. The whole week is E3, right? So we're starting Sunday with Microsoft and going into Monday and Tuesday for Nintendo, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That whole week is all the post conference. Everyone's playing games constantly. There's tons of panels, developer interviews, and content to watch on the internet. It'll be a whole week long event. The E3 is huge, right?
Yeah.
But in that schedule, the ESA has leaked that there's a new Darksiders, and you can click on it.
That's
They're
hilarious.
taking a new direction with it. It's like, what does that mean? 4-player co-op?
Well, it's fun because the Darkside. It's fun. I love the story of Darksiders 3 because it was a middling game. It definitely was the weakest of the entire franchise. But THQ Nordic was like, hey, guess what? Darksiders 3 met expectations.
Right?
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
Whatever the sales were, it met expectations. And they're like, we're happy with that. We're going to make more games. I'm like, yes. So, I mean, Darksiders has been... I'm a huge Darksiders fan, as people have heard, probably since episode 1. And I love the franchise. The idea is that each game has had focus on a different horseman of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and they've got one left.
Right.
So I'm like, on the one hand, I'm like, please don't take that away from him. Like, please let him have his solo game. But at the same time, they've also promised this idea of like, at some point, we're going to have a 4-player co-op game where each of the 4 people who play will, like Left 4 Dead style, each person will be able to play one of the horsemen in a like giant hack slash melee.
They could still do both. You
hope.
focus the storyline on the 4th horseman, Strife. And then the other players jump in and help with that, but it's centered around him and how he interacts with the rest of them.
Yeah, I hope so. That would be cool. I would be happy to have that promise fulfilled, but at the same time, I'm also like, but I kind of like the idea of like him having his own game first and then, but they could also, he's a gunner. Like his whole thing, all the other horsemen use melee weapons as their primary weapon, and he uses 2 guns. So they could, the new direction they could take it in could just be a stylistic one. They could make it a first person or third person shooter.
Interesting.
And it's still, I would still say it's a main entry in the franchise that does take it in a new direction because it makes sense for the actual character that you're playing to take it in a new direction. So that would be my one.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Could be. We also have Biomutant, which will probably be shown. I mean, it's already been
high
shown.
Hopes for that game.
There was a long gameplay demo, but sometime since last E3 to now, and I don't know what it was, but it looks great. It's also THQ Nordic.
Yep.
So they have 80 games. Who knows what we'll see? Microsoft could spend an entire conference just on them. Yeah. So they could have their own, but they don't. And then you have Rocksteady. Everyone's wondering what the crap Rocksteady has done since Arkham Knight. Sorry, Batman Arkham Knight was the last game in 2013. So what have they been doing for 6 years?
Yeah.
There's been so many rumors. There's a Ninja Turtle game rumor. There's a Justice League rumor. There's a Suicide Squad rumor.
Oh, wow.
So many different like DC comic related. So hopefully we'll get Rocksteady's new game. That would be sweet. There's already a promise from CD Projekt Red that Cyberpunk 2077 will be there.
Woo, but it won't be playable.
Correct.
So that indicates that it's still a while out from release.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And I'm still thinking it's going to be a next-gen title. We'll see it in like 2021. That's my prediction.
Man, no, I think we'll see it sooner than that, but that's the hope.
The only way we're going to see Call of Duty in any gameplay form is through Microsoft. Yeah. Because they're not going to show it off on the Switch, and they have no reason to show it at Ubisoft, Square Enix, or Bethesda's conferences. So we'll probably see actual Call of Duty Modern Warfare gameplay. So I also put Capcom is likely going to be here too. Given that they announced Devil May Cry on Microsoft last year, this is the only spot that makes sense to put them. And we don't really know a whole lot about what's coming from them in the future, but there have been leaks, rumors, and speculation that Resident Evil Code Veronica was going to get the next remaster treatment. So much like Resident Evil 2 Remake.
You mean a remake or a remaster?
A complete redone, like Resident Evil 2.
Redone.
But Resident Evil Code Veronica. A new Onimusha, based on the sales of the up-res version that they came out with. We don't know if that's successful or not, or how that met expectations, or what's going on with it. And they're more than likely going to show the new Monster Hunter expansion, an update.
Iceborne or whatever,
So we'll probably get some there. Now, I don't know if you knew about this.
I did.
But From Software and George R.R. Martin,
from Game of Thrones legend,
yes, are making something.
The most brutal TV show and the most brutal video game maker.
Now, will it go the way of the novels, and we'll never see its light of day? Or are they going to go out, or is George R.R. Martin going to come out on stage during Microsoft's press conference and announce their new game?
All I want from him is him to another get hype moment. Here you go. Surprise, get hype moment.
Here we go.
George R.R. Martin comes out and be like, hey, I helped make this new game. Oh, and Winds of Winter comes out 2020.
Today. Everyone here gets a free everyone here gets a free copy. It comes out today.
Yes,
Order it on Amazon right now.
Shadow Drop Winds of Winter.
Amazon servers would die. It would just crash because everyone would buy the Kindle version, the physical version. It would it would break the internet.
Yep.
But that's all I've got for Microsoft.
Cool.
I don't know what else to lump in there as far as third parties. I haven't really heard a whole lot of other murmurings or rumors other than those. But do you have any final thoughts about Microsoft?
No, I've had 5 good hype moments, so...
Yeah, you've had enough. You done. You cut off. You cut off.
Yeah, for sure.
Battletoads and Smash. Okay, so next up is Bethesda. I am so excited about Bethesda. I can't wait.
Yeah.
One is because I love and adore Fallout 76. I think the game is fantastic.
Yep.
And I was surprised because I was on the hype train against it when it first came out. I was like, why did you do this to me?
So many,
Fallout 4 was so good. I understand you want to take a new direction, Bethesda, but why? I was on that train until I played it. I did get into it late, so they've patched it and they've enhanced it since. I think it's a phenomenal game. If you're looking for that deep story that Fallout has, don't play 76 because it doesn't have it. But what it does have is super amazing online components where you're looting and completing quests and acquiring junk and building a camp and gearing up, and it's super fun to explore, and I love it. So I'm really excited about this because I hope Bethesda opens their conference with a Fallout 76 discussion. And like what Anthem did not, what EA's not doing with Anthem, I really want them to be like, look, We had a rough launch. It was a buggy game. It didn't meet expectations, but this is what we've done so far, and this is what we're going to do in the future. And then, like, boom, new content tonight, like right now, because it's an online game. It's just you just log in. It'd be awesome. So that would be super sweet. They're definitely going to talk about Fallout 76. We just don't know what.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking they're going to do. There's already been a new Wolfenstein game announced, so we're probably going to see it's called Youngblood. Wolfenstein 2 came out like last year or the year before, I think. I don't remember, but it's a very single-player, first-person shooter. I'm dying to get into those games.
Yeah,
I
me
want them
too.
just like New Blood, and
They're on my peripheral because,
they look so good. They're just like right up my alley. It's like the single player first person shooter. Like you just run through, it's linear, you kill a bunch of stuff, and you get a cool story. Like
kill
it looks
Nazis. Yep.
Yeah, kill Nazis. Doom Eternal is going to be their highlight. That's going to be the king of their show. And
Yeah.
they've already announced it last year. Doom was so good.
I know. I'm very excited about Doom Eternal.
My gosh! Now they have a grappling hook thing, and like you can switch weapons. And
It looks great.
it looks so fast paced, first person in your face gore. It's gonna be sweet. So we're probably gonna get an update from Arcane Studios. They made Dishonored.
Okay.
And they haven't come out with anything since Dishonored 2,
Yep.
so we'll probably get an update from them. The Evil Within developer, Tango Gameworks, it has been confirmed that The Evil Within is going to be some update to it, a sequel or something is going to be there. So they'll talk about that. I'm really, this is I have a Bethesda get hype moment. We'll get there. It's not on this list. But since Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 were teased last year as a save face from the Fallout 76 announcement to prove that they're not going in an online direction, that like we're still making the games we want. I really hope we get something from Starfield, but they've come out officially and had said those are next-gen games.
Yeah.
So maybe with Microsoft showing off next-gen tech, they might have something to show for Starfield, but it would be so early in development.
Yeah, I'm not expecting anything.
Yeah, so that would be cool, but we'll see. My get hype moment, you ready?
Yeah.
Doom 64 is ported forward to PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. That game has been locked away on the N64 and has never been seen the light of day. That game is so good. Its atmosphere is amazing. It's darker than any other Doom of the original series. And I really, really, really want... I would lose my mind if they said Doom 64 is going to be ported. Give it a new title. Remaster it if you want. I don't care. It's going to be awesome.
But it's, the same game.
Yeah. Do you have any...
No, I can't really think of anything get hyped. The things I'm most interested in are Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6. And
right.
both of those have already been confirmed. They're not. I mean, other than Doom Eternal. I'm excited about Doom Eternal. I'm probably going to get it.
I platinum Doom 1.
But we've already seen enough about, there's not much like more hype other than just seeing more of the game.
Yeah.
Like the game's already in that state where I'm like, I'm just ready to play it. You've already sold me on it. Like I'm ready to play it. So I'm not. So I've already kind of filed it away. I was like, cool, gonna get it. Interested in it. Great. Wolfenstein, though they intrigue me, I haven't played any of them, so it'll be fun to see if they show it off, but other than that, I'm like, eh. So, yeah, other than that, they don't really have anything that I'm dying to see. So, I'm open to surprises at this point. Like, I would love for them to come out of left field with, like, a new IP or something interesting, but...
Do you think they'll have another awkward
Starfield,
concert like Rage 2?
Probably, at this point, yeah.
It is Bethesda.
Yeah,
It'd be really
Bethesda,
cool
bro.
if they had some sort of cheeky, irreverent joke against Anthem with their Fallout 76.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet.
Anybody at this point could. The next one, that's a good segue, because the next developer we're going to talk about
Ubisoft
could very easily dig into Anthem, too.
They really could.
So, cool.
Breakpoint was the Ghost Recon game. So Ubisoft, we're going to jump into them. They've
Ubisoft
already announced Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I guess they wanted to get that out ahead of E3.
Yeah.
We're probably going to see the Division 2 updates, DLC, Season Pass, whatever you guys bought.
That's good, because the Division 2 was riding high off of Anthem's failure for a
Right.
while, but has started to kind of peter off since.
At least
from
in
what I've heard.
discussion. I don't know about player base.
Yeah.
Then they've said there are 3 unannounced games that will be announced.
Interesting.
They've said that.
Cool.
So we don't know what they are, but we're guessing. Watch Dogs 3 has been hinted at. There's a teaser in one of the Assassin's Creed games that point to it.
Yep.
So it's very likely. And actually, there was a tweet today that someone leaked that it was in London.
It's probably going to happen.
It's going to happen.
The way
I actually saw that on the way here. And possible Assassin's Creed 2020, because they're skipping a year, which would be this year, because Assassin's Creed Odyssey came out last year.
Okay.
So they're not coming out with a new Assassin's Creed this year.
It's going to be, we know it's going to have an O, because God forbid they pick another letter. They had Assassin's Creed Origins, which is ACO, and then Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is also ACO.
Oh, interesting.
So it's going to be like Assassin's Creed Oblong.
What? The crab is an oblong.
Like Oblong, like a...
He's a Dragon Ball
shape.
character.
Oblong.
Oh, all right.
Did you think of Arrested Development? Anyang.
Oh, Onion.
Anyang.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's
There you
Creed
go. It's
Anyang.
going to be like a Vietnamese Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Anyang.
We'll probably see Just Dance 2019. I don't know if you're excited about that. Just Dance.
Just Dance.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Did it.
Roller Champions has been announced or talked about. It's like a roller derby game, kind of like Rocket League. It's published by Ubisoft, but we haven't seen anything about it, so that'll probably be talked about. And then maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is another cult classic niche following that I'm not familiar with, but apparently it's like a big deal.
Yeah.
So Beyond Good and Evil 2 might be. It was announced it's going to be made. They showed off really, really early tech demo footage last year, so we'll probably get an update on that.
Cool.
But that's been announced.
Cool.
So the 3 unannounced titles, don't know. We'll see.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. All right, Square Enix.
Wait. Do you have any good hypes
I did.
for Ubisoft?
Splinter Cell comes back.
Mm-hmm.
And actually that leaks today. GameStop showed off a figurine of Sam Fisher with a new Splinter Cell logo on it.
Nice.
Which is indicative of some new marketing stuff, a refresh.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm guessing, and it kind of put a fizzle, because I had come up with my Get Hype moment earlier this afternoon, and then I saw that after I came up with it. But a Splinter Cell reboot would be amazing.
Nice. My Get Hype moment would be the only thing from Ubisoft in the last several years that I really cared about greatly and would buy on the spot is a new South Park game.
Yes.
I would be hyped for and they, there's so many options they could do, because again, basing it off the fact that it's the kids that play.
Oh my gosh, I
They
forgot
could do,
that
a
was
Western,
even published by Ubisoft.
Yeah, they could do a Western.
Making fun of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, they could totally
Be
do
perfect.
a Red Dead Redemption. They could do a space, like sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
Making fun of Anthem and Mass Effect and all those games. Halo even. Like, they could go in
yeah.
so many directions with the South Park
Yes.
game. So I'd be very
Please
hyped
come out
if
with
they
a new
did that. Yeah.
South Park game.
Yes.
Oh, it'd be
Be very
awesome.
hyped.
But I think Obsidian made the last one, and they're Microsoft exclusive now. So
Did they really?
I think so.
No.
They made
Wait,
either
Obsidian?
Stick of Truth or The Fractured Butthole. Yeah.
Interesting. I have to
One of
look
them
that
was
up.
made by Obsidian.
Cool. Okay, cool. Let's move into Square Enix.
Square Enix, get freaking hyped. They've announced they're showing the Avengers, finally.
It better be good.
Oh my gosh, it's Crystal Dynamics, dude. They made the first 2 Tomb Raider reboots.
Yeah.
And Eidos Montreal made Shadows, which apparently was received less
Yeah. Uh-huh.
well. That's a weird thing to say. But yes, so Crystal Dynamics, Avengers, what's it going to be? Are we going to see all
some kind of-
how many Avengers are in the core group?
Yeah.
Like 6? So is it going to be like single player, jump between all 6 characters? Is it going to be co-op where everyone plays? It's going to be like,
I
what
expect it's
is
going to be
this
co-op.
game?
I expect it'll be a nice, awesome, 4-player co-op game. And I'm expecting, this is what my expectations are. I'm expecting a 4-player co-op game. I'm expecting it to be the four playable characters are going to be the 4 main Avengers.
Hulk, Captain America,
Hulk,
Thor,
Captain America, Thor,
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Will throwing Mjolnir feel as good as Leviathan in God of War?
No.
Will
I
it
don't
feel that
think-
good?
I don't think so.
Do you
but
think it's possible?
I will be happy if this game feels as good to play as Spider-Man felt as good to
Yes.
play. That's I'm not even expecting it to be God of War level, because I wouldn't necessarily put Spider-Man on the same level as God of War.
Right.
But I would put Spider-Man on its own level and say, if this Avengers game can be as good as Spider-Man, we might be entering a new stage of good video game adaptations to Marvel comic
The Marvel
and
video game universe.
Marvel video game universe. Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. Yeah, that would be I would be stoked on that.
So I hope Iron Man feels as good as Anthem did to fly. Because even though Anthem, it is, it still felt good to fly in Anthem. So I hope Iron Man is that.
Yeah.
And then I hope Thor feels just as good as
Thor
as
and
Kratos.
Captain America should feel it, because the shield moves that Kratos has were also pretty satisfying. And then
And with the hype
Hulk
of Endgame,
just needs to be just
fun.
smash.
And there's so much potential for Hulk to just be fun.
Just be fun.
To just feel like Spider-Man, the fun
And
of
there's
web slinging.
and then most
Trevor-
importantly, with the co-op elements, this game has the potential to also give you that satisfactory team strategy component too. I want Hulk to be tanking.
Yeah.
I want Iron Man to be range damage. I want Thor to just be
I was thinking Thor is your
lightning,
range
crowd
damage.
control. No, he's totally he's got to be a
But he's
mix.
gotta be up front,
yeah, he's
too.
got to be. He's just a jack of all trades. And then Captain America's up there also tank.
Right.
Well, I guess Thor.
Iron Man would have to be the healer.
It's just what exactly.
have to,
Throw some nanobots out. You
Right.
know, it doesn't even have to be healing. You've seen less healing. If any part of the Holy Trinity has started to dip,
go away.
it's the healing. So, crowd control, like Iron Man totally throwing out traps and stuff and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be great. I want some strategy elements too. I want each Avenger to feel like they have a niche to fill and that you need them to succeed and that you need someone who's good playing them to do well. Like, that's what I want out of an Avengers co-op game.
Given that the Rise of the Tomb Raider kind of pushed bounds as a Microsoft Xbox One X launch-ish title, where they pushed the bounds of HDR and 4K natively, which means it was one of the most graphically intense console games that it came out. Do you think the art style of Avengers will match that? Or do you think they changed the art style?
I don't know.
Like, could it be like Borderlands, kind of cell-shaded? Like, we know Marvel Ultimate
like a
Alliance.
cartoon?
Right.
Interesting. I don't know, because you know what I want out of this game is I want it to be Spider-Man. I want Spider-Man,
right. Which is the
I want Insomniac to make this game. Quite frankly,
right?
Marvel did such a good job in their cinematic universe of pushing for consistency in both quality and tone across all of their movies, which is part of what makes the Marvel Cinematic Universe, while still allowing each movie to be its own thing and have its own style. So the ability that they had to pull that off, because that's such a huge undertaking. Each movie still feels like it's its own genre almost of superhero movie, while also having a similar tone and similar and consistency in quality, as well as consistency in story. If they could find a way to make that same consistency and quality and tone in their video game endeavors as well, like, it could be a new great thing. And so that's what I want. I want this game to be like on the same caliber and feel and look as Spider-Man. So if they go in a different direction, that's fine. If they were to make it cel shaded in a cartoon and be more like the comics, that's fine too. But I don't know. I would be thrilled to.
I'm so excited.
There's possibilities. There's a lot of possibilities.
If you throw in the RPG elements that were in Tomb Raider, I'm in. I can't freaking wait to just tweak the characters, upgrade their weapons, change their costumes and their gear, upgrade my Thor, oh my gosh.
Spec into, I want my Thor to be like awesome at magic. I want my Thor to be like all up in your face, whacking you with the hammer.
I'm so excited. So I'm very into watching Square Enix's conference just for that announcement alone.
And then following up with the other big hype.
Oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, that game's been hyped for years now.
So we don't know if it's still episodic officially. Like, they came out and said the original. Remember, they've changed developers. They pulled it all in house. They said no more Cyber something was the developer. They pulled all their assets in, and they've showed that new trailer recently from, what was it? What did they show the trailer from? I don't remember what it was. It was recent. Did you watch it?
I watched the trailer. It was awesome.
Yeah, it looked amazing, right? So hopefully we'll get. Is it going to be episodic or not? If it is, what's the first episode? What does it entail?
The rumor that I heard is that they're going to only do 2 episodes, and the halfway point will be the fall of our dear friend Eris, which would make sense because then you'd have her for an entire game,
right?
Whereas in the original 7, it was like
you got her ripped from you.
Yeah, you just got her taken away, and that sucked.
Yeah. So I was thinking it would follow almost the 3-disc format.
Yeah.
So the first disc was mostly Midgar, so that's the first episode, and then between Midgar and the Death of Eris was disc 2, and then the third disc was kind of just the end from then on. I can't freaking wait. I hope they explore. A lot of people don't like this, but I love the idea that the gameplay battle mechanics would actually change between episodes, much like Nier Automata changes how you fight. Yeah. You're doing a shmup, you're doing a flight game, you're doing a side-scrolling platformer, and you're doing a third-person, Kingdom Hearts style battle. So I hope they take ideas from Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts and Nier Automata and kind of do all of that and just mix it all up, make it super fun. Every character is going to have their own unique way of playing. Like Vincent and Yuffie are going to be totally different from Cloud and Barrett. You pair up different people on a party. I'm just super excited. Final Fantasy 7 is my favorite game of all time. It was my 10th platinum trophy. I cannot wait. So I hope I want to see real gameplay, and maybe Tifa for the first time would be cool. Because they haven't showed her yet. Yeah. And she's kind of important because I still stand by.
I'm Team Tifa. I've always been Team Tifa.
If you replay Final Fantasy 7 and focus your attention on everything from her perspective, the game is about her. She's the center of that story. It's not obvious, but she is. Yeah. So Final Fantasy 7 Remake, can't wait. Dying Light 2 from Techland will probably be up. I haven't played Dying Light 1.
Yeah, I've never played Dying Light.
Looks cool. It's
they're good.
Fast-paced zombie kind of parkour game, right? Eidos Montreal, we don't know what they're coming up with because the last thing they made was Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so we don't know what's up with that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll see something from them. Babylon's Fall was teased last year from Platinum
I
Games.
remember that.
Platinum Games is busy.
Platinum Games.
3 games from
Yeah.
E3. We haven't talked about any of them till now. This is the first of the 3, Babylon's Fall. So hopefully we'll see something from them because Platinum Games is awesome. So can't wait. Probably talk about Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC. Probably some Final Fantasy 14 updates. I feel like they constantly come out with expansions.
Aren't they doing a Dragon Quest game?
Yep,
for Nintendo
there is
as well?
for Switch. Yes.
Yeah, for Switch.
So I don't know if that's going to be in the Nintendo side or here.
Or
but
on
thank you
here,
for bringing it
yeah.
up because I don't have it on my notes here.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
But it's the Dragon Quest 11. Yes, Dragon Quest 11. I can't even talk. Dragon Quest 11 port to the Switch.
Yep.
Which they already announced that.
I thought they were also doing a new Dragon Quest. I thought they committed
rumored.
to doing. Rumored.
So
okay.
that could be E3. Dragon Quest 12.
Yeah.
Never before shown or announced, so maybe. And then Octopath Traveler 2 has been teased heavily. There's a mobile game that came out, a cell phone, like Octopath Traveler prequel that's coming. So we'll probably get an Octopath Traveler update.
Nice.
What's your get hype moment for Square Enix? Don't take mine. Please don't take mine.
For Smash?
Oh, jeez.
Cloud.
Oh, you already did that.
I know.
It's like
Cloud's already
your
in.
get
He's
hype
already
moments
in.
to Smash.
Just Smash. I'm just hyped for Smash.
What does Ubisoft bring to Smash? What does Square Enix bring to Smash?
No, I'm not thinking. Yeah, right. I'm not. I don't know. Everything. I mean, Final Fantasy VII remake in and of itself is already like hype enough.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled about that. I'm thrilled about Avengers already. I'd be thrilled for Platinum Games to talk about Scalebound, but I mean, they're already
That's been canceled.
That's already been canceled.
gone.
I would love for them to bring it back, though. That's what I want. I want Scalebound back. It looks so cool.
It did look cool.
I want dragons.
But apparently it was horrible to play. Like, the actual playable stuff was terrible.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything to hype.
All right. You didn't take mine then.
No, I didn't take yours.
My hype is it's all over with. We're all done. And then it doesn't fade completely to black, but you get like a chocobo noise. And they announce Final Fantasy 16. And they show a teaser. And I'm like, everyone just loses their mind.
Yeah. They could do some...
Sakaguchi is back. Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That'd be cool. That'd be great. Yeah, a new Final Fantasy game overdue for one.
Yep.
So, a new Final Fantasy game that's not a remake of an existing Final Fantasy game, I should say.
I should look this up. There's a developer, I think it's Nomura.
As long as they don't just butcher, like, chop up all the content like they did with Final Fantasy 15, make you buy all the extra stuff.
Yeah, no joke.
All right, cool. Let's hit the other big dog, the other one that we're excited about.
Yes. Is Nintendo.
It's the one.
Yes, so they got lots of potential too. And going back to what we said at the beginning of the show, they've already announced Super Mario Maker 2 and had a whole direct about it. They've already announced and had they're going to have a whole direct in 2 days.
They will have had.
Pokemon Sword and Shield direct. So they got those out of the way. What's left?
Yep.
Animal Crossing. This entire presentation is going to be all about Animal Crossing. I'm calling it.
Really? You think?
Yes, that's their core. Every year at E3, they have a giant like core title. It was Zelda Breath of the Wild. Remember, they had the whole stage decked out for it, and they had the whole decor. Then it was Mario Odyssey, and then it was Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah.
This year's Animal Crossing. They're going to have a giant stage with all of these Switches set up for everyone to play it, and they're just going to go all in on Animal Crossing.
Okay.
A huge announcement. Release date is like this summer, and it's deep dive into everything. It's
I
going
will
to take
be
up
underwhelmed by that, but that's fine.
I will lose my mind. I cannot wait. You
guy.
have to get Animal Crossing, and you have to play with it.
I
have never had the multiplayer Animal Crossing experience, and the game is built for that.
Yeah.
I've never had anyone else that's interested in Animal Crossing.
Well, I'm not interested in Animal Crossing, so you'll have to sell me on it. Between
everyone
now.
on the internet listening to me play Animal Crossing.
Play with me, yeah.
I jumped ahead.
You did jump ahead.
I did jump ahead. Doug Bowser's now the president of Nintendo of America, following Reggie's retirement.
Yep.
So we're probably going to get like an intro to him.
Yep.
I hope so. That's
whatever
probably how they'll kick off.
Yeah, whatever his and that'll be sort of an insight into what his philosophies of how to move the company forward will be. So,
yeah, that'd be sweet. I'd like to see that.
Yep.
Yeah,
I really hope that he just comes out in a Bowser costume or something.
he has to play that. Like,
yeah,
he
they
has
have to play it
right?
up. Like
It's
please,
perfect.
just like have the Nintendo logo flash up, and then like it gets lit on fire and replaced with Bowser's logo, and
then
have
Doug
him
Bowser
come out.
comes.
Yeah,
That'd be
that
sweet.
would be awesome. That'd be nuts.
So Platinum Games' second game, Bayonetta 3.
I'm so hyped.
Yeah,
please
Bayonetta
show us
3.
gameplay.
It's been a while, like 2 years.
They've been talking about a more grounded Bayonetta, like a more grounded, like even just in the way that her character is designed, a little bit more proportional to actual women's bodies, is from what I've heard. So, I mean, on the one hand, that would be, I think, a fine direction to take the
That'd
game.
be great,
like,
yeah.
Just ground it a little bit more in reality, get rid of some of the more of the prodigal elements. But at the same time, I love it for the parody that it is. You know what I mean? So, I love the fact that it's over the top and fun. So, I wouldn't say I would be like dissuaded against it, but it'll just be interesting to see what direction they decide to take Bayonetta 3.
We want more Bayonetta 3
It looks
info.
like the picture, or not the picture, the cinematic they showed looks like they had her in her Bayonetta 1 costume. So away from the short-haired, like librarian look and back to the more like, I don't know how to describe her, just her Bayonetta 1 look. Yeah. So, whether they keep
Royal?
with that or,
I don't know.
whether they, or more of a witch, I would say, in Bayonetta 1. So maybe they keep with that and, go forward like with her character design that way, or maybe it'll just be like a prelude to her new look, whatever that's going to be.
Yep.
So
we'll probably get an update to Fire Emblem Three Houses, and that's because it's already been showed. It's actually coming out soon. I think it's July. So if they do that, it'd just be like a
win for
like
Fire
a
Emblem
launch
fans. Yep.
a launch trailer.
Get hype moment. A new Fire Emblem character for Smash.
Oh my gosh! I think the world would facepalm. It'd be done. Like seriously.
That's it. Yeah.
Then my typo here, autocorrect, but it's Daemon Ex Machina. They've already announced that. It's like a mech.
Deacon.
Yeah, it's translated Daemon to Deacon, which is pretty funny. It's a mech fighting kind of like very Japanese anime game. It looks really action. It's like cartoony anime art style. It looks awesome, but we don't know much about it, so they'll probably have more of a deep dive into that. We already talked about Animal Crossing, Luigi's Mansion 3. I just scared your dog up. I can't wait for Luigi's Mansion 3. So hopefully they'll show that off. Hopefully a fall release date right around Halloween.
That would be genius.
It'd be so good.
I would want to play through 1 and 2 before then, but yes.
Yes, they're so good. And then Platinum Games' third title, which was announced last year, Astral Chain.
Is that the one with the police officers, the cops? Yeah.
Yep. And like you link together, like they're actually bound physically by a chain together to do all of their combat and all their cool stuff. So it seems like a 2-player co-op.
Space
kind of fun.
cops. Yep.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. We already know Link's Awakening is coming, so probably get an update about that. I hope that there's a co-op mode or some sort of like Four Swords-esque mode shown. That'd be sweet. So I would take it anyway. I can't wait for Link's Awakening. It's arguably my favorite Zelda game of all time. Go back to our Zelda episode and hear me talk about that. Link's Awakening is so good. Yeah, I really hope they show a lot.
I thought Link to the Past was your favorite.
That's why I said arguably.
Oh,
my favorite.
arguably.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Because I'm on the fence. I can't commit because they're both so good.
Okay, while we're on the topic of Zelda,
Yeah.
do you think there's any chance they're going to announce the next, like, not remake, but core Zelda game? Do you think that, like,
I wonder, because Breath of the Wild's engine is massive.
Yeah.
And they're not going to waste that. They're going to redo, right?
Or they're,
Much like Ocarina of Time to Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
Do we get the Breath of the Deep or something? I don't know.
I'm sure they'll give it a different title, but it may still be those, like, in the same way that the Link in Majora's Mask, continuity-wise, is the same Link that you played in Ocarina of Time. It may very well be that same
Would that
Link.
be sweet?
Yeah, and the only thing we can refer to it as is Breath of the Wild 2, but I imagine it'll be like a different. Oh my gosh, I would love. Yes, and I want that.
It could be a quick turnaround.
What if they
like
did?
Majora's Mask was a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What if they did Termina?
Oh,
where did you go to Termina?
Oh, stop!
But it's Breath of the Wild's engine.
Oh my gosh!
Breath of the Wild's
E3 over.
More or less mechanics.
Termite's dead. That's it.
Like
done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
That'd be awesome.
The time,
a darker, more gritty.
Can they go darker? Breath of the Wild's pretty dark. It's not as dark as
Majora's Mask is.
Majora's Mask and Twilight Princess are the two darkest ones.
I would say Majora's Mask is darker in. Majora's Mask is darker underneath, but less dark on the surface. Mm-hmm. Whereas Twilight Princess is more dark on the surface, but less actual dark underneath. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, I would. Yeah, that'd be awesome. If we went to Termina, but with Breath of the Wild dungeon. Yeah.
Stop.
Breath of the Moon. Breath of Time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I want it. I want it now. What if they announce that essentially Breath of the Wild is a trilogy of Zelda games and there's 2 more that are coming?
On a side note, speaking of that, I really
that's what I have. That's a get hype. There you go. That's our get hype.
That is amazing get hype. I really want them to release to the public the Breath of the Wild test demos they had, which was the 8-bit Link.
Yeah.
You doing stuff like setting trees on fire and making rafts and floating across the water and like a whole proof of concept. It'd be sweet if they kind of like cleaned that up and released it as a fun, cool thing on their platform, it'd be sweet. What if there's another Zelda thing I was thinking of if they could do? Skyward Sword HD. Do you think they're going to do that? Or port the Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD from the Wii U forward?
I just want them to do...
I think they would do that before they would release the next Breath of the Wild.
I could even see them remastering Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
I would say so, but they just did those on the 3DS. Those are already remastered.
I want them to release the Zelda pack.
I know.
And
from Ocarina of Time through Skyward Sword.
I mean, really, they could bundle any amount of but I would be like, if they did, I would buy it, even if it was just Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword. Buy it.
Yeah, done.
I buy
It'd
it.
Be so good.
Yep. Here's my money. Take it. Take my money.
Like, they've been porting all of the Wii U titles forward. Why not do Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, and then throw in Skyward Sword HD as a new one?
As a new one. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so sweet.
Yeah, so much Zelda.
I know.
What if they were just like, here's 3 Zelda announcements.
Boom, boom,
Link's
boom.
Awakening. Well, here's more content. Link's Awakening.
Right.
Here's a Zelda pack of the three of the games, and then also, boom, Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, and Ravio is in Smash. He's the little thief from Link Between Worlds.
No, they do Termina. They do Termina as the next Breath of the Wild game, and then announce Skull Kid for Smash.
Yes, that'd be awesome.
Even though he's already an assist trophy,
right?
But it's fine. We can make the jump.
Oh man, Zelda, we can go all night. Okay, so Metroid Prime Trilogy is heavily rumored. Best Buy leaked that it's going to exist, so it's almost like a given that they're going to
make. I'm so
make.
excited about that. That's another one. The pre-order. That's another.
Too.
That's another pre-order because I missed out on the Metroid Prime games, and I really hope that they update the controls.
That's what I was going to say. That's the biggest question because Metroid Prime 3 was a Wii exclusive.
So
Metroid Prime 1 and 2 were ported to the Wii from the GameCube, which started with
Didn't
controllers.
Metroid 1 have like a weird... It didn't have like the dual joystick?
Yeah, both Metroid Prime 1 and 2, the C-stick, the second joystick, was used to switch weapons.
Yeah.
It wasn't used for looking around. You had to hold R to do the free look thing, and then lock on like Z targeting with L.
Yeah.
Which played really well intuitively, but not like modern shooters. So what are they going to do? I don't know. Are they going to up-res it? Are they going to remaster it? What's going to happen?
Remake it entirely?
So ideally, they up-res the crap out of it. They make sure it's 60 frames per second, looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
They give that fresh coat of paint on there, up-res the textures and all that stuff, particle effects and things. And then they do a full-blown rehash of the controls to modern-day shooter stuff. So it feels like...
that would be amazing.
Like a Borderlands or like Division, Halo, whatever you want to call it. But it's the Retro Studios. They made Metroid Prime. They were supposedly working on Metroid. No, they weren't. They were just put on Metroid Prime 4.
Yes, they had because they scrapped Nintendo. I loved that they were just open and honest about it. They were like, "Hey, we don't have any updates for Metroid Prime 4 other than we took it away from who was developing it
and started it entirely new
and started over with Retro Games who made the originals."
Yes.
So they gave it back to Retro Games,
which puts into question what has Retro been making since Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze to now, the Metroid Prime trilogy. Which they've redone. I'm hoping that's what it is. So I also want an update on Metroid Prime 4. I hope they show like a small little trailer that shows maybe a little gameplay.
Or maybe at least what the story is, at least what they're intending the story to be would be awesome.
To give you a little tone direction, a little art direction.
Spoiler alert, from what I understand, the Metroid Prime, like it became Dark Samus, and then it was taken care of. Like it was killed in 3, right?
Right.
Yeah, so... Is there going to be another Metroid Prime?
Right.
So, I mean, again, it's a video game. They can come up with whatever story they want. But I just want an inkling as to what that's going to be.
Right.
Yeah.
And Metroid Prime is so good. Oh, it's just that... I love it. It's arguably my favorite Metroid game is Metroid Prime 1.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Because Super Metroid is so good. And that's all the big game announcements. They're going to release some Smash DLC.
So here's my hype. Here's the hype.
Yes.
This is my hype prediction. Speculation here. Even though Joker just came out in the grand scheme of things, it's still been a while since any actual announcement has been made. So my speculation is they're going to announce 2 DLC characters, but again, one's going to be in the Microsoft conference. So Microsoft's coming first, right? So they're going to be like, oh,
so it's going to be your Banjo-Kazooie.
Minecraft Steve or Banjo-Kazooie. One of those is in Smash, and everyone's like, wow, that's the new Smash character. That's awesome. Cool. Then, of course, Nintendo's press conference is going to come out. They're going to get through all the stuff, and then at the end, of course, they're going to be like, we have one more thing, and it's going to be Doom Guy.
Ooh, what if this happened? This would be your dream scenario. Speaking of Doom Guy, Square Enix unveils the main character from Dragon Warriors in Smash. Remember,
Edric,
that's all but confirmed. So during Square Enix's press conference, which is Monday, I believe.
Yeah.
So Sunday, Microsoft, you get a Microsoft character, either Steve or Banjo, right? Then you get Bethesda, you get Doom Guy.
Edric. Oh, yeah, Bethesda.
From Bethesda's conference. And then you go to Square Enix's conference and you get Edric.
But then there's not going to be anyone for...
And then Nintendo announces the fourth one, which I don't know who it would be.
Right.
But, like, awesome. Wouldn't it be crazy?
That would be awesome if we got the full, like... Here are the next 4, because that'd be all 5.
Oh, maybe Ubisoft would do Raving Rabbids. They would have that in Smash.
Yeah.
Like a rabbit. Remember that?
Yeah, that would be all 5. Because they said 5 more characters are coming out, Joker's 1. And then if they did 4.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think they're going to do 4 at E3, but I could definitely see them doing one during the Microsoft, and I could see them doing one during Smash. And it's perfect, too, because they could show off Doom, because Doom Eternal, is that coming out for...
The Switch? Probably, if one did.
So there you go, because they'll save that for so instead of doing that during the Bethesda conference, that's the one that they'll be like, Doom Eternal's coming for the Switch, and then boom, Doom Guy is coming.
You think Doom Guy will be an Echo character from Snake?
No, I think Doom Guy is going to be his own, just because they said that Joker is going to kind of serve as like a pattern, like. Joker's going to be he's going to be the prototypical of what to expect,
which is a completely
not only do
new
I
stuff.
A completely new character built from the ground up, new movesets all to their own, and then also a third party
stage, song, animations.
a third party character from a third party developer. Like it's not a Nintendo character, still Japanese, but not
How
Nintendo.
How many packs are there?
They said they were going to be doing in this round of DLC, so they've opened up the possibility of doing more.
Okay.
But they said they want to see how the first 5 sell.
Oh, and they're all out by February of next year.
Yep.
That's right. Yep. And we're already halfway through 19. So the next
So this
8 months...
I'll say Fighters Pass 1 is 5 characters. Yeah, 5 characters, 5
so we'll
stages.
Get 4 new
5
characters
missions.
between now and February.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
Yeah.
So we'll get something at E3 about Smash.
We will get... that's why I'm expecting... That's why I'm expecting 2, though.
Yeah.
I'm expecting 2 because, and they might not... They may still come out one at a time. You may get one sooner and one later.
Do you think one shadow drops? Boom, you get it today.
One of them's going to shadow drop.
Yeah.
Or at least very soon. It'll be like...
Nintendo's on a Tuesday. I don't know when Nintendo patches their games usually.
But it's just with the amount of time it took for Joker to come out, that would be my only hesitation for saying that a character shadow drops.
They're making more than one at the same time.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it shadow drops. My get hype moment, Super Nintendo games on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
That whole Nintendo thing that they have with the online service will be doubled by Super Nintendo. And here's the first, headlined by Mother 3, which has never seen the light of day in America.
Yeah,
officially translated
that would be very
from
high.
Nintendo. Boom, Super Nintendo Mother 3. I'd lose it. That's it. That's E3. That's
it?
E3
That's
2019.
Is that it? Did we get through
that's
it
the last. That's all the conferences. That's all of our get hype moments. Do I have anything in the Evernote for a post discussion for right now to fill this gap as I'm bringing up my notes and filling dead air? That's it. That's the one. So look for us to live tweet Microsoft and Bethesda, and I don't know what Monday will look like, but definitely Microsoft. And if you cover Nintendo while you're at work, I'm not going to say that again out loud on the air, but during your lunch break, if you decide you want to watch the Nintendo conference and tweet that'd be great. So look for us at 80-Bit Podsmash on Twitter for all of that, for live interactions, as you will. And then always go to our Reddit, 80-Bit Podsmash subreddit, to post any conversations you guys want to have there. I want to know your get hype moments. I want to know what you're thinking. Are we wrong? Did we mess something up? If we mixed up publishers, developers, mispronounced things, you can always correct us there.
Yeah, I think I said Anyang was Vietnamese. It's actually Korean.
Oh,
so yes.
There you go. So you cannot correct him on that now.
Ha! The other thing to pay attention to over the next week will be, so next week, after probably Wednesday or Thursday, after all the major E3 press conferences are done, we'll do a post E3 kind of review. So this one was more of like, what are you excited about? What do you speculate might be possible? The actual the post show will be a review of what actually was announced and what surprises and what we're hyped about as a result of things that actually have been announced.
Yep.
We might go through some, again, we had a whole episode on hype versus disappointment, so we might go through things that we're like, I was kind of disappointed in that. So
that'd be a good place to do that.
Yep.
And it will not be scheduled, so I can't tell you guys when that's going to happen.
Right. It'll be sometime next week, as close to the end of E3 as possible.
Right.
And it will be Oh yeah, we'll try to keep it around the same amount of time as
the
this
official
one.
end of
So
E3 is
hour and
like
a half.
the 15th.
Yeah.
It's
It's
way out there. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But we'll what was I gonna say?
Look for our episode. there.
We'll look for the episode, and it'll be about the same amount of length as this one, so it won't be like super rambling like last year's was. But we'll go more or less through through all the announcements that happened, and what we're hyped about, and all that stuff.
Yep.
So
if you enjoyed this discussion, look for us on Mondays at midnight. 80-Bit Podsmash is our regular weekly video game podcast show, smashing together the ideas of things that you care about with video games. So definitely hit us up there. Like us on iTunes. Please give us a review there. It's the way that we get bubbled up through the algorithm so that people can discover us. And again, follow us at any of your podcast services to make sure that you're up to date on all of our weekly shows. That this is a bonus content.
yeah, and this should drop right before the episode, or this should drop this week. So the next episode that you'll hear is one where we talk about like weapons and stuff. So
Yes.
shotguns and
We
sniper
just get
rifles
into
and
all the different types of weapons
types
that
of
we've
weapons
seen,
and weapons that we want to see.
the tropes and the definitions of it.
Yeah, we also talk about the weapons we think are awesome, like really creative, and then we talk about weapons that we want to see. So, it's a really good episode. We've already recorded it, so we can talk about how it's a really good episode.
That's right.
So that comes out Monday, and it's very rare that we get to talk about like an episode that's coming up that we already have recorded.
Yeah.
That's
There you go.
how the cookie crumbles when you've got bonus episodes. So, so we hope you enjoyed the bonus episode. If you want to hear more bonus content, if you have ideas for bonus content we can do, let us know. We'd love to be able to make that work. But in the meantime, we hope you guys enjoy your E3 week.
Can't freaking wait.
Have a good
See you
week,
next
y'all.
week.